We are back today with Rat City, a story about the techno organic spawn in the future. Well, not the future to be exact. Another world, another dimension, another Earth. This is Rat City Issue 2. Enjoy, and please hit the subscribe button. It helps me grow and keeps you lot here so we can have fun together. Anyways, where we left off in our last issue, Peter had apparently awoken a spirit of Spawn. Well, not a spirit per se, a digital consciousness. And this consciousness apparently had control over Peter's emotions because suddenly he was filled with stupid rage. He was just punching and punching until he knocked himself out, crashing to the floor. He blacked out instantly. And while Peter was fighting with the ghost of Spawn, we see the people that made the cybernetic enhancements were having problems of their own. Something was wrong with their machine. And people, apparently every single person who has a cybernetic limb, hand or leg were experiencing some buzz. And just to save face, just to prove that nothing is wrong with their technology, they issued a total recall, calling everyone to come in, and they lied that it was going to be upgrades they were going to receive, just to get as many people back on base as possible. We're back with Peter though, he was just waking up, and someone was in his room, his best mate, or rather, his only mate. Apparently he came through just to recruit Peter for something, and he met Peter like this. So he and Peter went to go get their quote unquote upgrades. He asked Peter if he saw something last night because almost everybody with cybernetics saw the same thing, Spawn's face. And Peter said he never saw it. Well, his friend didn't push, which is what he should have, because his friend apparently had someone investigating the company that produces cybernetics, and he found something he had to get off his chest. While Peter and his friend and another guy were waiting for their upgrades, they had a conversation, and the other guy was clearly losing his mind over something. But Peter's friend was called onto next. It was time for him to go get his treatment. So he gave Peter his phone. And we see that that phone was the same phone this guy was trying to call all this time to let him know that not to go to the hospital for upgrades. It wasn't upgrades. As soon as Peter's friend got in the lab, they injected him with a toxin and knocked him out clean. He was out. And they proceeded to dissect this bro, taking off all the cybernetic and taking everything they needed from his body, scanning him, taking his blood just to find something, the cause of this whole malfunction. They even have nanites in his body, currently moving around. In comics like this, you can never trust any shady ass company. But just before they thought, okay, we found a perfect lab rat, he awakens with eyes full of rage and something on his face that kind of reminds us of Spawn. And right now, he was supercharged, kind of like the Hulk, and everyone was on alert. Even the people outside knew something was going wrong because they could hear screaming. But just before they could act, the security force came pouring in. Peter was confused. He wanted to see his friend. He heard his friend freaking scream. So he asked them, what's going on? But nobody replied, and he got pissed off. Grabbing onto one of the soldiers, the soldier was absolutely terrified, saying, get your hands off me, boy. He did not listen. He went banging on the door. Something was taking over him. Something was transforming him into a demon, into Spawn. But it wasn't just him. Him and his friend were both going through a metamorphosis. And his friend was absolutely terrifying to Squad. They wanted to take him down, but the doctor tried to talk to him. But one of the security guards had an itchy finger, unleashing bullets on this guy. He took damage, yes, but he kept going on a rampage, and so was Peter on the outside. Peter wanted to get in, and he was feeling hot too, so he took off his clothes, only to be slammed by the back by his actual friend. Something was wrong. Something was very wrong. He just hurt his friend. Realizing that Peter was on the ground, he took a moment to come back to reality, which was when he was shot through the chest, bleeding profusely. Peter didn't know what to do. He thought all this was his fault. He felt anger like he has never felt before, looking at the assailants that just shot his friends and the guy that was waiting with them in the waiting room. Peter transformed. The fellow patients realized that Peter was a demon now. But he didn't look like a demon. He looked like a technologically advanced demon cyborg spawn. Jesus Christ, that's a mouthful.